Hello and welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking to you about how to fly for the first time if you're new to this game, if you're just kind of figuring things out. And we're going to carry on from our previous video which showed you around New Babbage and got you used to the first time playing the game. So now we're at our aircraft. Now depending on what you bought, your spaceship, it's going to be different. For this one, the Mustang, I can press the F key to draw it down at the back. This opens up the cargo hold. I can then open this and I can then look inside the cargo hold. So different ships will interact in different ways. I recommend you kind of take a moment, look around, see what your $45 has bought you. Only game access, but also you get a ship as well. Some basic guns on there that you'll be able to upgrade later. And yeah, this is it. This is your ship. Get used to it. It's going to become your friend. What we're going to do is, depending on how you access, either from the back, the side, going to walk up to the front here. Now, I can open up some storage, and I'm going to show you this now, because if I open up the storage, I now have what is called my local storage here. And this is my New Babbage local storage. But I also have external storage. So if I click on external storage, you can see a tab appears on the left side. See how this says personal? And now it says local. So this is my local storage in New Babbage. And if I drag this across, this is now in my ship. So I can transfer things from my ship to where I am, and vice versa. Now, I'm not going to keep anything on New Babbage. I'm going to take it with me. So this helmet is coming with me. It's in my ship now. All right, now I can open up the ladder, open up the pilot canopy, or just enter the seat, which will do both. It will open the ladder, open the canopy, and it will allow me to get in. I'm going to do that because it's just easier. All right, so there's a few things you need to know at this point before you do anything else. And as soon as we do anything else, we're going to start getting a countdown and we'll have to move because we're blocking a port. So before we do anything, press escape, go to options, go to keybinds, and then have a look at these keybinds. This is for flight and this is for on foot. Kind of get used to these, but we're going to change some. If you go to flight, go to advanced controls and customizations, there's a few things you're going to want to change. The first of which, if you scroll down, is vehicles power triangle assessment. It's just down a little bit after the first page. And we're going to come down to where it says weapons, increase tap, engines, increase tap, shields, increase tap, and reset assignment. These are going to be set to F1 to F4. We're going to change them. Now, people normally do 1, 2, 3, 4. I prefer 1, 3, 2, 4 because for me, number 1 is my weapons, number 2 is my shields, number 3 is my engines. This is a power matrix. And what this basically means is that you can assign power to one of those 3 areas to allow your weapons to recharge quicker, to give your shields recharge quicker, or to allow your boost to recharge quicker. So it's you'll be, as you get more proficient at the game, you'll use these a lot. So it makes sense for you to understand how they work. The other thing that you're going to want to do in the controls, in keybinds, in advanced keybinds, is you're going to want to change. I think it's in vehicles. I think it's in flight movement. Let me check. Yes, it is. In flight movement, you're going to want to scroll down and you're going to want to find request landing. And you're going to want to put a hotkey to this because you're going to use this a lot. Every time you come in or you go out of a hangar, you need to request either landing or takeoff. So you will use this key. I've set it to F3. You use whatever you want. That's just what I set it to. But you're going to want that. There is one more key that you will want to set. I think it might be in game settings, actually. I'm not sure. Let me check. It's going to be, I need to remember this. It is in game settings. I think it's somewhere near the bottom, if I remember rightly. Here we go. So if you go to the bottom of game settings, it says vehicles. Exiting combat seat requires hold of 250 milliseconds. I changed this to no. Now, be careful because you don't want to jump out your seat mid-flight or you don't want to do anything like that. If you're worried about making a mistake, have it so it's a hold. When you get more confident, I prefer to change it here so it's a tap. It just makes it a little bit quicker. So, with that being said, there are a few keys we need to learn. These keys are important and you'll use them all the time. So there is the letter I. I for ignition or for power. If you turn this on the right hand side, you can see HYD and QUA. They're now red. I've turned them on. I've turned them off. This is your power to your engine. Every time you land your ship, turn off the power. It stops your ship from flying away, getting caught in storms, or just disappearing randomly, or hovering above the ground so you can't get back into it. Always make sure, it's like taking the keys out the engine. Always make sure you do that when you land. First thing you do when you get in, last thing you do when you get out. Just get into that habit. Alright, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to ready our ship. Get our ship ready. So we press R. When we press R, it turns our ship on. Great. Now I can look down and I can see everything. Now, there's an eject handle here. Don't press that. It will kill you because you just don't do that. I can open the pilot canopy. I can power off. There's things that I can do here with the engine, but we've got hotkeys for that. Also, on this, there's menus. I can change my menu so I can do different things. If I do power, for example, this is that power matrix that I was telling you about. If I press 4, it goes in the middle. If I press 1, it goes towards guns, so I have to press it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes over to shields. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually 5, 6 now, and it goes over to there. Alright, and that resets it to the middle. So you can have it so it's one click and it just goes 100% to wherever you want. You can have it so you go a little bit further. You'll play with this. You'll play with this. Right, we need to take off really quickly, so we're going to press F3. Oh. Oh, let me take off.
That request has already been granted.
You haven't opened the door. I can't get out.
Warning, you are blocking an active flight lane. Please vacate the vicinity.
I can't.
That request has already been granted.
I need you to open the door for me.
That request has already been
Yes,
granted.
but the door's shut.
That request
I think I'm about to get impounded. So this is what I was telling you about. You know what I was saying about just make sure that you don't yeah, this is not good. I'm going to end up getting a ticket. There's nothing I can do at this stage. Unfortunately, I'm going to get impounded.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area.
I can't do anything.
Thank you for your
Unfortunately, I feel like I'm about to... Yes. I'm about to get into trouble.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for
Oops.
your cooperation.
From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the new Babbage Interstellar.
That's not really what I wanted to happen, but you know what? Every now and again, there are problems. We deal with the problems as they occur. Our ship has just been impounded. We're going to have to pay a fine.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. I'm sorry.
5,000. It's expensive. Make sure that doesn't happen. It's an expensive fine. All right. I was talking too much. In a busy place like this, you simply don't have the ability to hang around. You need to get in and get out. So, good lesson there for you to see that. I was talking too much, spent too much time, got impounded. If that gate doesn't open, I can't get out. It was a bit of a bug. You know, these things happen. It is what it is. Anyway, we're back. We've paid our fee. We've got our ship back. Thanks a lot. We're just going to jump straight into it now, and we're going to get outside. So, keys that you need to know. And if you've never played a flight simulator before, this will be quite new to you. Spacebar goes directly up. Control goes directly down. I'm going to press I to turn on my engines. I'm going to press R to load up the ship. I'm going to press F3 to get the doors open.
All systems operational.
If F3 does not work, for whatever reason... There we go. It did work. You can press F1, and on F1, go to your Channels, friends, and then just call the spaceport. That's another way around it. We'll talk about that later. So I'm going to press spacebar to go up, and then W to go forward. Really, really gently. Really, really gently. So I've just pressed spacebar and W to get out. I just want to get out at the moment. When I'm out, gravity's going to hit me. It's going to pull me down. We're in a bit of a windstorm at the moment as well, so I'm fighting against this wind. That's something else you're going to notice. But right now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put the ship down just over here.
Thank you, and please visit again.
And we'll do this where we have a bit more time and we're not stressed or rushing or being fined. Alright, so the first time you get into your ship, it's very possible you're going to have a few challenges. You might get flustered, you might end up crashing, you might end up hitting a wall or a door, or anything can happen. It takes a little while to kind of get used to this. Don't worry, it's not bad. And once you get used to it, you'll find it's quite pleasant. So let's just stop here.
Landing complete.
Okay, so we've landed. We're going to turn our engine off. We've now stopped. And we're outside. Now, when you start your engines and press I, you have the following keys. Spacebar goes directly up. Control goes directly down. That's the first thing you need to know. Now, in order to go up and down faster, we have velocity. If you look at the HUD on the left-hand side, this is the velocity bar. If I scroll my mouse wheel up, can you see the little square on the velocity bar goes up and down? There it's at 0. If I press spacebar now, I don't move. The reason I don't move is because my velocity is at negative 200. So I'm like literally not going anywhere. If I put my velocity to plus 200, I go up very quickly, but I also come down very quickly. So you want to be careful because you could have an accident. So the idea is that you want to be somewhere within a range. If you're coming in and out of a spaceport, you probably want to be closer to 0, you know, and you'll move a lot slower. You can even be negative 100, and you can still move at negative 100. You just move very slowly. This, to get started with, is a good place to be. That's your velocity. On the right-hand side, just off of center, there is the altitude. I am currently 2.78 meters above the ground. As I go up, you'll notice my altitude goes up. So I'm now up 200 meters above the ground. Okay, I can go up and I can go down. That's the kind of first thing you want to do. Just get used to going up and going down. You've then got W to go forward. You've got S to go backwards. You've got A to go left. And you've got D to go right. So now we've got up, down, horizontal, like vertically. And you've got forward, backwards, left and right, horizontally. Okay, so you've got horizontal and vertical movement. Now we can do Q and E. Q and E allows you to lean. So if I was to press Q, for example, I will do a roll. If I press E, I will do a roll the other way. This is beneficial if you're leaning or you're at an angle. It allows you to straighten yourself up. So now we have up, down, left, right, forward, backwards, and we have banking. The last thing is going to be the yaw. This is the mouse movement. So when we take the mouse movement in consideration with everything else, this is the direction of the nose. Okay, so now we have the direction of the nose with the directions of the wings, plus the movement of going forward, backwards, up, down, left, right. Now like this, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to be able to move. I can go and do a flip. A lot of stuff. You kind of want to get used to this. The further I pull my mouse, the longer that line, and that's the direction I'm going to go in. So you can kind of see the direction I'm going in. The smaller the line, the smaller the movements. And also that takes into consideration the velocity. My velocity is up full, so I'm moving really quickly. If I bring my mouse wheel down and I do the same thing, it still moves quite quickly, but it's a lot less than it was. So yeah, just getting used to this is important. You can also press F4. What F4 does is it allows you to do things from the third person mode. So now I'm going to press space to go up. Let me just put some thrust in my velocity. All right, so I'm going to go upwards. I'm going to come down. Okay, I'm going to press W to go forward, S to come backwards, A to go left, D to go right, Q to barrel roll left. Okay, I can press E to barrel roll right. And now I'm going to just simply hold backwards on my mouse, or forward even, and then you can see I'll do a loop-the-loop. Just getting used to the basics, because now what you're going to need to do is put all of that together. All right, and if you've never played a game like this before, it can be a little bit like, so putting it all together with slow velocity allows you to move around. Now, if you're pressing F4 so that you're in the cockpit, you might not be able to see what's underneath you. And if you're trying to land, you might have a bit of a problem. Like, how do I land? I can't see. So one of the things that you can do in this space, if you're coming down like this, is press F4. Now I can see a little bit better underneath me, but you might be like, hey Steve, I still can't see very well. Well, remember at the start I told you about the Z key. If I press Z now, I've only pressed it and I've let go, I can now move my camera. If I press Z again, I go back to moving the ship. So Z puts me in free flow mode where I can see what I'm looking at. I can then come down a little bit, press Z, change the camera angle, press Z, come down a little bit. So I'm using the left control to go down. I'm also using my mouse back and forth to get my yaw, and I'm pressing the Z so that I can hover around and kind of get an idea. And you can use this to land to really get a good idea of how close you're going to be to the ground. Perfect. And so this really helps you in order to know when you're taking off. You can even use it to say, is there anyone around? Is there anyone near my ship? You know, before I get out the back. Just be careful of drift and doing things where you might end up banking or drifting or doing something that you wasn't intending to do, because if you do that, well, you can end up crashing. Especially if you just like flip it over and do something you didn't realize. So you have to really kind of get used to, well, you know, where you are, what you're doing. As you can see, it's very easy to have to adjust yourself and move in the right direction. So have a play, get used to this, just sit out here, take as long as you need. This is why I recommend not bringing your kit with you, because if you crash and you blow up and you die, you're going to lose your kit. So if you're new to this, get used to it, play about. Hey, it's fine, blow up a few times, doesn't matter. You'll just go back to the med pay and you'll start again. But right now, this is all I want you to do, is to kind of get used to just moving around. And then what we're going to do is take off. Shift allows you to use a boost. So now I'm using a boost. I'm at about 2,000 meters in the air now. And you can see the spaceport. Now if I spin around from the spaceport, what you're going to see is the city. And that is the train line. So what I'm going to do is follow that train line back. And we're going to go to the left. So N puts up the landing gear. And that's everything you need to know at the moment. In the middle, you can see the numbers. It says -5. That is my altitude. As long as I'm above 0, it simply means that I'll be going up. If it is under 0, I'll be going down. Sometimes at night or in bad weather, you don't know if you're going up or down. That helps you. So get used to reading this dashboard, because you're going to be using this a lot. On the right hand side, we've got our weapons, which is the M4A. We can see both our weapons. Now we can't fire our weapons because we're in an armistice zone at the moment. And the VTOL and everything else, don't worry about that. The lock decoy, don't worry about any of that. Everything else for now you can ignore. The only thing you need to worry about is the gear. The gear is currently up. It is kind of grayed out. If I press gear, you see it flashes. Oh.
Landing gear engaged.
Okay, my heads up display's just gone a bit weird.
Landing gear.
We'll figure that out. That's probably just a bug from the latest update. So now I'm going to come to these domes. As you can see, I've just moved forward. Don't worry about the display. there you go. It's coming back. If I turn around, there's the spaceport. You can see the spaceport behind us. Spin around again. And I followed the train line all the way to these domes. Now, the middle dome is the plaza. This is the commons. This is the plaza. This is where we was earlier. If we come down here, the middle dome of the 4 of them, if I go to the other side of this dome, okay, and I'm just going to spin it around now so you can see as I do this, there's an entrance. We can park down here. Again, if you're going to do this, you want to really make sure that you're careful in how you drive, because you can easily lose control of your ship. Make sure your velocity is down low, and make sure you get used to how your ship moves. If you're using a joystick, that might be a bit easier. If you're using mouse and keyboard, you're just going to have to play with this. It's practice, 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 practice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down. You can see there's normally quite a few people that are parked here. Someone's actually got their ship here at the moment. So I'm just going to come down and park next to them. Now, once you get a bit more confident, it's alright, it's easy. But if you're not confident, you might want to press F4, press Z, get that angle right, so that as you're coming in, put my landing gear down. And you might want to just do this so you can kind of just gently tap, 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 get to a place where you can come down. Again, I might want to have a look. Yep, I'm fine. Come down here. Alright. And this kind of just helps you to be able to land so that you're not going to hit anything. Again, you can play around with this. Get used to it. It's fine. Once you've landed and you're happy with that, press I, turn off those engines. Get into a habit of doing that. When you want to leave your seat, press Y. Or hold Y if you haven't changed the game setting. I will now jump out of my aircraft. Now, somebody can jump in my aircraft at this point until it comes down and shuts. Now it's come down and shut. No one else but me can access this. Some ships allow you to board from the rear. It's very easy for people to jump in the ship with you, kill you, and take your ship. Be careful of space pirates. They're a real thing. Alright, so here we're going to go inside. There is a door right here. The reason I'm showing you this door, if I open it, and if I press Alt and X, I'll clear my visor. But now I can come inside, and I am in the entrance area for the commons. Remember before when I said I'm not taking you round to the back area because we didn't need to go there yet? Well, now we're here. If I call the elevator and go up, this is the surface entrance. If you remember from the last video, I showed you this. I said we'll see it later. Well, this is it. So we're now coming in. I'm going up to the commons. Or down to the commons even, sorry. And now I'm at the commons. Okay, so the promenade to the left or to the right takes me into the commons area. Remember the yoga people? There they are. That's the yoga people. So this is the back. On the left there is the train that will take you to the spaceport. Same on the right. And if I go through the other side, that's the plaza. This was the part where I said we didn't need to come through here. But now we do. And the reason is because the spaceport, it takes a long time by train, back and forth. You don't want to land at the spaceport, get the train to come in here. Not when you can just land here and come straight in. Do whatever you need to do and then leave again. It makes things more efficient. And remember, in a game when time is everything, you want to be efficient. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to leave. I could go to the garage there. Here's a fleet manager, so I could actually call my ship if I wanted to.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
If I was to call my ship... oh no, I don't think this is ship. This is vehicles. Okay, so this is a vehicle. If I wanted to call a vehicle, I could call it into here. That vehicle would then come into this this room. The vehicle would show up here. And I can then take that vehicle. I can go outside. And then I will be able to... I don't actually even know how to get out of here. Huh. Interesting. I've never opened this before. I don't know how to. But that, you could open that. And then once you're in the vehicle, I think you'd have to request to leave. And they'd allow you. But then you can put the vehicle onto your ship. So if you have vehicles to pick up, that's one way you can do it. Alright, let's go back outside through the airlock. Make sure you have your helmet on, otherwise you'll die. It's very cold outside. So make sure you've got right gear on. And that's the garage entrance. That's the other side of it there. So, alright. So now I'm going to jump back into my ship. And what I want you to do is I want you to take off. And what we're going to do is we're going to go straight up. So, ship's on. We're going to take off. Pressing space to go up. We're going to look up and we're going to press W. We're going to keep up for like 90 degrees. And I'm going to use the mouse wheel to get maximum velocity, as well as the thrust, just to give myself a bit of a boost. Now, we're around the 90 degree mark, that's fine. We'll let go of the boost, and already you can see we're going up really, really high. We're up to already about 4,000 meters, 5,000 meters. And if you look down now, you can really start to get a scale for what this looks like. You can see New Babbage as a city. It's quite incredible. See the views, they're amazing. If I look out to the left here, there's the spaceport. Yes, you do get clouds, you get day and night cycles. There are things you need to consider. Alright, so that's everything that we need to know. We are now going up. Let's go to space. And in fact, we're heading for the space station, and you can see it directly above you. The rings around it. If you need to view something, press B. B will open up your scanner, and it will allow you to scan for things. We're going to go up. We want to go up to 11,000 meters, because you cannot warp drive or quantum travel under 11,000 meters. That's it. So now we're at 11,000 meters. We let go of all of our controls, and we will come to a stop. Once we're at a stop, we will simply just float. We have no velocity now. We will just sit here. We won't do anything. We're 12,000 meters in the air, and we're still within the amnesty zone. This is good. At this point, I'm going to press F2. Okay, F2 is going to allow me to open the star map. From here, I can see everything available. Now, there's only one system, the Stanton system at the moment. If I use my left mouse click, left mouse, I can rotate on the axis. If I use the right mouse click, I can move around. This is a way for you to be able to see things, move things around. I can use my mouse wheel to zoom in and to zoom out. So, what I can do here is look at the areas. So we're in microtech at the moment. There is also, in terms of planets that you should really be aware of, we have a few. We have, there's Crusader, which is here. So there's a planet here. It normally shows up. It's not showing up at the moment. I'm going to put that down to just being a visual bug. There you go. The planets are back now. So there's microtech. Okay, we have Hurston, which is here. These are systems, by the way. Sorry, Arc Corp and Crusader. So Crusader, Arc Corp, we have Hurston, and we have microtech. If I go into microtech as a system, there we go. There's a few planets or moons around them. Clio, Calliope. Here we go. We can see those. Okay. Also around microtech itself, because that's a planet as well, right? So these are planets. You've got middle planet and the surrounding planets or moons. If I zoom out, just getting used to how this works. Here we go. We can go into Hurston, zoom in. Oh, a bit too far there. We've got Eta, Magda, Ariel, and Aberdeen. If we come out and come down, basically 4 factions ended up buying these. So this one like belongs to Arc Corp, for example. Okay, there we've got Lyra and Walla. Okay, if we come out, and then you can also double click on these if you want to, and it will zoom you into them. So Crusader, we've got Daimar, Yala, Selen, and that just gives you an idea. All right. So, and the rest of these are like satellites, mining stations, things like that. So we'll visit all of those later. For now, we are staying on the outskirts in microtech. So we're going to click on microtech, and now we can zoom in to this planet. If you zoom into this planet, you start to see everything on this planet. You can see all of the points of interest. There's a communications array satellite. There's also a port we can see here. And you can kind of see all of the areas. There's Ghost Hollow. Yeah, lots of different places, all right? Emergency shelters, things like that. And you can visit any of those. But what we're going to do, and what I want you to do, is go to Port Trezor. Port Trezor, okay, if you click on it, and this is where it's a little bit of a challenge because you have to be able to navigate. If you zoom in too much, the UI is not perfect on this. It takes a little bit of playing around. When you get there, you'll see the icon. If you click on the icon, in the top right, it tells you where you are. So, Microtech. Yep, a terraforming error left the planet with an unnaturally dense cloud cover and colder than average climate, making it an ideal location for owner Microtech to house its heat-sensitive computing manufacturing centres. Perfect. Click on New Babbage. Built to keep the world's freezing temperatures at bay, New Babbage is a luxurious city with top-class amenities and domed open spaces designed to inspire the creativity and productivity of the cutting-edge companies and tech firms drawn here by Microtech's innovative spirit. There's a lot of lore in this game and you're going to learn more about that. Later it will tie into Squadron 42. For now, Port Trezor. Located in the trade lane above Microtech, Port Trezor is the main transfer hub for New Babbage. So here we go. I've clicked on Port Trezor and I'm going to click Set Route. This is going to, on the left hand side now, show me my current fuel, my required fuel and where I'm going. The reason I do this, and I'm going to clear the route, is because if I do not have a route set and I come out, okay, I can't really see anything here. But as soon as I press B, everything shows up. You can see everything. So if I hover on this, okay, there's MIC L2. If I look for circles, so as I'm zooming around here, looking at the sky, there we go. The circles are the planets. So there's one. There's another one. There's Clio. As we screw in there, there's Arc Corp over there. I don't have the fuel to get to that at the moment. There's Hurston that we saw. All the way over to the back there, and that will be Crusader over there. And so you can see all of the planets, you can see all of these things, and all of the satellites and arrays and everything in between. It's a little bit overwhelming, which is why we press F2 to bring up the star map. Once we have the star map, and also if you've pressed B, it's hard to see the star map. So press F2, remove B, press F2 again. Now you can see it a lot clearer. Come back to Microtech, zoom in on Microtech, zoom in. If it goes a bit buggy, just double click it, zoom in, and we're gonna zoom in to a point. We're gonna move around, and what we're looking for is Port Trezor. Now we're gonna set our route. Port Trezor is in the top left there. It sets the route of whatever's here. I press F2, and now when I press B, the only thing that shows up now is Port Trezor. Nothing else shows up. Now, if I hover over this and it's blue, it means that I can do two things. The first one is spooling. So when I press this, spooling at the top there goes to 100%. The second thing that I can do, once it has finished, the quantum drive is online, so we have to wait for that. It's slow. You can upgrade it later to make it faster or get better ships. Once I've spooled, I can then find where I want to go, and as soon as I'm in range, it will start to calibrate. Once it has calibrated to 100%, I can then hold down B. Ignore that red light, that's someone locking onto me, but I'm in an amnesty zone, so they can't do anything apart from crash into me. I can now press and hold B. This is 133,000 kilometers away. If I press and hold B, when I'm calibrated, I will quantum travel there. It's now 25 kilometers away from me. Much, much closer. But I'm now in space. I'm very high up. I'm in space. If I was to now spin around and look, you can still see New Babbage. There we go. I'll just spin it around. So there it is down there. That is New Babbage. That's where we just come from. It's 124 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers away. You can just about barely see it there. And it's getting dark as well. So, but you can really start to get a view of this game. Really start to appreciate now some of the beauty of this. Alright, so we're here. We want to go here. It's 24 kilometers away. We're going to move forward. Now, because our velocity is so high and we don't have gravity fighting against us, we're going to go very fast. So if our velocity is too high, we're going to crash straight into this. We do not want to do that. So bring your velocity down as you start to get closer. That is someone targeting me. You can just ignore it. Alright. So now what I'm going to do, I press B to keep it on because it shows me. It says I'm too close. I can't quantum travel to it. But I can see the distance. 15.3 kilometers. So I'm going to slowly up my velocity. I'm going to move. I'm going to get myself into a position where I'm close enough that I can request landing. And that's kind of all I want you to do at the moment. I want you to be able to land here without crashing. So take your time. Do it nice and slow. We're entering the armistice zone. Combat is now prohibited. There's a little gap above the planet between where you are and where you are now. So now I need to contact them to land. I press F3. If I press F3, they should give me a zone.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There we go.
That request has already been granted.
So we can see where it is. It's just there. I can press B and get rid of that now. So, okay. We're going to come in nice and slow. Alright, we want to make sure that we don't crash. Very important that we don't crash into this because... I don't need to tell you the dangers of crashing in space. So we're just going to navigate around. I've done this all kinds of ways before. I've come in upside down. I've come in on the side. I've crashed into it. Anything you can imagine I've done. So we're going to go nice and slow. Keep the velocity down. And we're just going to just tap the buttons and just get used to this. Just making sure that we're lined up nice and straight. If you need to press F4, look around, you can. You've got that option. We're going to get to our bay where we are. And you know you're in the right bay. And because once you're inside, you can see it's got that kind of... It's telling you where to land. So we're going to come into here. Nice and easy. We're going to put our landing gear down. Press N.
Landing gear engaged.
Landing gear is engaged. Now we're going to come inside. Once we're inside, nice and easy, we're going to press Control. Control's going to bring us down. I'm just tapping it and letting go. Just little taps. Very gentle. Bringing the mouse up. And we've landed.
Landing complete.
Press I.
Stay.
Always press I.
Systems disabled.
And now we're going to press Y. And we're going to get out. So, if you remember, in New Babbage, that was the local area. This local area, if I press I, is Port Trezor. Now, Port Trezor, I've got some stuff here already, as you can see. If I go to my ship, press F, open my storage. Remember, in my external storage, I had my helmet that I bought up in my ship. Click on local. This is my Port Trezor local storage. I'm going to take my helmet and I'm going to put
Please
it
proceed to
here.
assigned landing bay.
There we go. So I've now taken it out of my ship and I've put it in here. Now this is a small ship. If you have a ship that you can get inside the back of, you can press I and then you can very simply transfer from the back of the ship. It's just this one only has a little storage component. It's not ideal. Now we're here. All we're going to do is we're simply going to go to the hangar and it says arrivals. We're going to follow the sign to the left. That's fine. Leave our ship there. And we're going to call the elevator. We're going to go into the elevator and we're going to go down to the lobby. So we're now on our first space station. Congratulations. Now, the reason we're here is very important. If you die, you're going to go to the medical center, which is in New Babbage. You then need to get a train. You need to go to the commons. You need to buy your gear. Then you need to get another train, go to the spaceport. Get your it's too much. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run around and you'll see this. So let me just take you back. This is the security. This is the hangars here. This is where we will request our ship if we want to.
Welcome to the ASOC
We can also store our ship, so our ship is now in storage. That's fine.
Please visit us again.
Those elevators will take you to the hangars. Same as on New Babbage. This is all just filler space to the right here. This is just seating area. You can look out the window. It's all nice. You can see stuff. Great, great. Up there's more seating. It's just seating. It's just to make it look much bigger. Even on the right-hand side here, this is nothing. Here we can get some drinks if we need to. And in fact, look at my hydration. I need a drink, so I'm actually going to buy one of these. So I think I'll buy this one. confirm my purchase. Here we go. This is a whole new thing. This is all new with this update. It used to look very different. So now I'm going to confirm that purchase. That's now done. Brilliant. That's a very, very different experience. I can also do a quick buy if I want to. Quick buy just allows me to buy it, pay the money, and now I have it. It's in my hand. If I press left mouse, I can't drink at the moment. The reason I can't drink is because I have a helmet on. You cannot drink with your helmet on. So I'll put my helmet in my backpack, press I, and now I can drink. Makes sense, right? If I left mouse click, I'll drink. If I hold down left mouse click, I'll drink it all. You can see the bar going down, and you can see my hydration going back up. Brilliant. Now, that's empty. I can drop it if I need to. There's no bins at the moment, unfortunately, so I'm sorry for littering. Alright, I also have a second drink. I can drag it and put it into my hand here. That is now in my hand. I can come out and I can press left mouse to drink. If you can't drink, it's because you've got a helmet on. Always remember, take your helmet off to drink, but don't go outside with no helmet on, because you'll die. You don't want to do that. You can also buy a hot dog if I'm hungry. Just quick buy a hot dog, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Alright, classic dog, quick buy. Done. Now I've done that, I can press I. I can get rid of my drink, so I can just throw that on the floor there. Didn't buy the dog because it had something in my hand already, so now I've got nothing in my hand. We can go again. Quick buy the hot dog. There we go, he's grabbed it, and I can eat it. And now you can see my hunger is going up. My nutrition bar is going up as well. So now, 78 and 91%. Always make sure you've got a drink on you. You don't want to get caught out without a drink. Keep some drinks on you. Keep some food on you. And then remember, always, always, always put your helmet back on when you've finished. Alright, contents remaining 0%. Drop that on the floor. I know it's a mess. I don't like it, but there are no bins or anything at the moment, so at least I don't think there are. Oh, maybe there is. Let me try this. Maybe I can grab that. I can try and place it. Huh. You can put stuff in the bin. Alright, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. So, hey, don't be a dick. Don't litter. Put stuff in the bin. Alright, we're going to place that in the bin. Oh my god. Here we go. It's just nice for other people. There's nothing worse than running around and you know, seeing like medical gowns and things. I don't know why that hot dog's still there, like we've eaten it, but you know, 0% content and it still shows up. These are little things they'll obviously, quality of life things that they'll fix later. Alright.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh my god. Stuff in the bin. Perfect. So, there's security. We're going to come through here. Very important we do this now. To the left is the elevators. We'll talk about those later. To the right is Easy Hab. That's the accommodation. And in front is the medical clinic. Come into the medical clinic. Ignore the first tablets. Come in and go round to the left-hand side, and we are looking for the insurance here. On the insurance, you want to click on this panel. When you do that, I'm just going to reset my location, just so I can show you. It says transfer imprint. I am going to transfer the imprint from my primary residence to here. I'm going to confirm. Now, if I have an accident, I will respawn here. It is much easier to get out of here, come to the pharmacy, buy my med kit pens, come out of here, and then I can get onto that elevator. The elevator will take me down to the plaza, come back up, go to the hangar. I don't need to mess about on trains. I don't need to waste time. Everything's convenient. And if you go to the plaza and buy like 10 kits and keep them in the local storage, you don't even need to go down there. You can just respawn, go into your local storage, pull up a kit, straight to the hangar. It's much, much quicker and much, much easier for you to be able to respawn and be more efficient. So I recommend setting your imprint in a medical center here to be able to then just come and go as you please. Alright, so then we'll take you through here on the elevator. We're going to go down, call the elevator. And here we can go down to the cargo center. This is where you'll do rentals. And we've also got the Galleria. So we'll go to the Galleria first. It's on 2 floors. This floor here and the floor down there. As you look around, this is the Platinum Bay. This is like Amiga. This is where you get your ship parts. Keep moving around. And you'll see there's a food court through here. You can get loads of food and stuff. Yeah. There's also a gun shop, which you'll see. Lots of stuff. So you can basically come around. There's the food court there. Lost and found. I'm not going to go in there. Come back out. Keep following it round. Okay. Round to the right here, this is the gun shop. So again, another gun terminal. Could be different things here. Always worth having a check, seeing what they've got, what's available. Armor as well, so they do armor and they do guns. They do both here. So guns and armor, all from the same place. Different places do different things. You'll get used to it. You'll figure it out. There's a couple of websites that might be able to help you. If we come down here, this is the admin building. Admin buildings and space stations, when you locate them. These have the commodity shops that you can use. Also, they have the... these are pick-up and drop-offs. You'll notice that in the next quest that we do. Okay. And then over here is a clothing shop where you can go and buy clothes. That's it. That's all you really need to know at the moment. So, orientate yourself. Get used to New Babbage. Come up here. Practice flying. Get to the stage where you're confident and comfortable. And once you've done that, I'll also, whilst I'm here, by the way, I will take you down to the cargo center. Alright, the cargo center here has different rentals to the rentals that are available on New Babbage. So we come through here. Cargo services. And then here are the rentals. Logistics isn't open yet. Stuff over there is not open yet. Alright, mate. Click on this. And when you've got a bit of money, we can come onto here and we can actually look at different ships. So, I could, if I wanted to, get a new ship. Everyone's upset at the moment because with this wipe, it actually wiped... it wasn't meant to be a wipe, but it wiped everyone's ships. Now, you could buy this. If you bought this as a package, as part of the starter package, this ship was about £120. So, even if you were to upgrade it, you would still pay like £75. But you can rent it for 1 day for 27,000. To buy it costs about 2 million credits. You do want to try and buy this. This is a good ship to get. Also, the Avenger Titan. Another good ship to have. As a starter ship, this is a really cool ship. It's kind of everything you need. But it's just more of a transport or a courier. The Freelancer, another good ship to have. I'm actually going to go for the Drake, the Cutlass Black. Okay, I'm going to get this because it's going to be an upgrade from the ship I've got. And I want to use this for the next 24 hours. So I'm going to rent the ship for 1 day. If I wanted to, it's 27,000 for 1 day. For 3 days, it's 72,000. So it's a bit cheaper for 3 days. Still quite a lot of money. And you have to play it for 3 days. You have to get your money's worth. But I'm just going to do it for 1 day right now for the 27,000. I'm going to rent this ship. I'm going to confirm my rental. And that's just cost me 27,000. I now have that available. So let's go and get it. Let's go and check out my new ship. You want to get to a point where you can buy ships. So you need to make money. And we're going to cover that in our next video. I'm going to show you how to make money in the next video. Alright, but for now, I just want you to get the basics. You need to understand how to move around. And you need to understand how to fly. Now I can go to my hangar. We'll get into our new ship. I'll show you around the new ship. And then we'll end the video. So, if you remember where you're going, through here, down to the right, is the hangars. It's very easy to learn New Babbage and this place. So I recommend that first.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Now you can see my Drake Cutlass Black. I'm going to deliver it. Alright, there's going to be a requested delivery. There's going to be a time. There is no time because they've removed it in this patch because people were getting frustrated. And now I can retrieve it.
Vehicle selected. Your vehicle has been delivered.
They've
to the
really
following location.
improved the time to get this. You used to have to wait for like minutes. You'd sit there waiting for minutes doing nothing. All right, if you forget where it is, just hover. Hangar 4. Okay, we're going to go to Hangar 4. And I'm going to show you the difference between a starter ship, the basic small starter ship that we had, and this ship. As you can see, much, much bigger. This is the Cutlass. All right, I love this ship. It's amazing. As you run around, you can see you've got the boosters there. You've got the wings here. Now, again, when we get inside, kind of want to take off and we want to go. Don't want to waste too much time here. Cockpits are one thing. These have side doors as well, so I can actually open the side door if I want to. It's really cool in space to open the side door, and you can store quite a lot of stuff in here. The storage of this is just so much more than the last ship. So we're going to open up the back here. This is how we access. Now here's the problem. Now that this is open, anybody can shoot me, kill me, and take my ship. Or they could jump in carefully. So always be paranoid and be concerned and worried about getting into your ship. You want to get in, shut it as quickly as you can. It's not too bad in a armistice zone like this. No one can shoot you. But you still want to make sure no one's coming in and stealing your ship. You've got to be careful with that. Alright, so now I'm inside. I can look around. I can open up the side panels. T, by the way, is your flashlight. So I open up this panel. I can look out. Perfect. Alright, let's close this up. Let's go through this door here. Excellent. There's 4 gun racks here where you can store guns if you want to. I can't pull guns out from where I am at the moment, but when you're in space you can do that. There's also a turret. If you have a second person, they can go into the turret. If I do that, I can access the turret. Go up. And then this will be my gunner mode, where I'll be able to switch fire mode, switch gyro mode, increase sensitivity, decrease sensitivity, and there's buttons for this as well. When you want to go, you just come down, turn the power on. There we go. Turn it off. There we go. If we want to get down, I actually don't know how we get down. That's a really good point. Oh, exit. There we go. Click on exit. So that's really cool. There are 2 lockers here. These lockers, if I click on them and open them, it's going to open up the external storage here. The external storage is different to the vehicle storage. This is 500,000 USCU. The vehicle has 460,000. Sorry, 46,000 or 46,000K. It's a lot. It's got a lot of storage. So I've got local. So in Port Tresla, this is the stuff that I'm keeping in Port Tresla. It's a bit awkward. You have to scroll this at the moment. Hopefully they'll fix that. Remember that helmet? There it is. The helmet is now on this vehicle. I could also put it in that locker if I want to. So I can store stuff in the lockers. There's 2 lockers there. I can store stuff in the ship. The cool thing about the ship inventory compared to the last ship, I can be standing anywhere on the ship and press I. And I can access the vehicles from here. Alright, let's go and jump into our ship. We're going to take off. Come up to here. Jump into our cockpit. Press the button. We're going to press F3. We're going to press I. We're going to press R.
You are clear to launch.
The gates are opening. We can take off. Press F4. Much, much bigger ship. So be careful. But this kind of gives you the idea, and you can go much, much bigger than this. You can go for incredible ships. But this is kind of the starting point of where you're going to aim for. Just got to wait for that door to open. It does take a little while. If you're really cool, you could spin it sideways and fly out that way. But we're just going to head out. Now I can see I'm clear. I'm going to gently head out. I can press L to turn my lights on if I need to. Turn them off. A little bit faster. Again, I can press Z, look at the view, look at the aim. And once I'm clear and I'm happy that I'm clear, off I go. There we go. Get back into my ship. Alright, and we're out. That's it. We're in space. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. That was all I wanted to do. I don't know why it's raining in space. I can't kind of figure that out unless it's not raining. Maybe they are meant to be stars and comets or things. Alright. There's the space station that we've just been to. There's the planet that we was on. Huge, huge planet there. There's New Babbage down there. You get the idea. So now we can really, really start to explore. So in the next video, I'm going to take you through the Moby Glass, and I'm going to take you through our first job to earn money. So thanks for joining us. Hope this has been helpful. Get to that stage, imprint, learn your way around, and you'll probably still be in your starter ship at this point. That's absolutely fine. But just get to that point when you're ready to go, and then watch the next video. Speak to you soon.